afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Digimax Sports Network. This is Scott Kerker along with Randy Magoa. Coach, Randy, man, this the nice thing about basketball is you play a game, you maybe lose a little bit or not have maybe the greatest game, and you can come back the next day and play. And it's not even 24 hours. Didn't go so well last night over at East Peoria, but they played an awfully good game. And, I think Metamora's going to have a chance today to kind of redeem themselves and come out and play a really nice game.
Absolutely. Mohomet-Seymour comes in here 9-4. Redbirds are 12-5. It's going to be a good matchup. But you're right. Having this quick turnaround, sometimes, you want to shake that off, right?
Yeah.
Shake it off and just move on. And so hopefully the Redbirds got a good night's sleep last night. They're hydrated and ready to go. It was a physical game last night for us. So, maybe there's some lessons there we take home, right?
For sure. I talked to Logan Vasquez just a few minutes ago. He took kind of a pounding last night. He said he was a little sore when he got home last night, went in the hot tub, spent a little while in there, and he said he feels pretty good today. So the kids recovered quick.
Absolutely. So we're young, we're versatile. We're going to bounce back from this thing and come out and get after him today.
I want to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll talk to the Redbird head coach. Welcome back to St. Joseph's. Coach, we just talked about it before we went. Come back after a loss and play a game within 24 hours.
Yeah, definitely.
How have your players responded? I know, Logan Vasquez took a little bit of a pounding last night. He says he feels fine today, but are we, as a team, feeling pretty good?
I wouldn't expect Logan to say anything different. He's a warrior.
Yeah.
We love Logan. But definitely was a little bit of a grind last night. We had started a couple pretty good players. And same thing here tonight. Logan and Brady got their hands full with two really good offensive players. And it's a tough team. They got four guys that can score the ball really well, a couple guys that can shoot it. It's going to be a good challenge. They're a good team.
Yeah, so Mohomet comes in here 9-4, solid team. What do you expect here? Fast-paced game, half-court game. They've got some big guys here. I can see.
Yeah. They're not much of an inside team. A lot of guards. Even the big guy plays more of the perimeter, pull-up jumpers, and drive the ball to the rim. But shot clock game today, so try to speed up the pace a little bit. Hopefully hit a bunch of threes and build up a lead early.
Nice.
Coach, I think one of the common opponents was Taylorville. They played Taylorville, and we played them. I think they won by 7.
Yeah, I think Taylorville lost by 2. Taylorville coach told me they played their best game of the year against these guys and almost beat them.
Yeah. And then you played them last Saturday, so that's a little bit of a comparable thing. But you basically got to come out and play your game anyway. It really doesn't matter the other teams.
Yeah, no, these guys they've beaten some good teams. They gave Kankakee a really good game earlier in the year, like 12 or 14-point loss. So they're kind of like us. I mean, they can play really, really good and sometimes a little bit more average. From time to time, inconsistency, kind of like us. So, hopefully we play with a good game today.
Coach, good luck. Bring home a W.
Thanks, guys.
Go get them.
We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll talk about the keys to today's game. Well, welcome back to St. Joseph. Randy, I think it's tonight because we lost last night or this afternoon. I think it's going to be kind of important for us to get off to a good start shooting-wise for confidence.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. I mean, this is, Scott, when you look at games, right, Friday night we played in East Peoria, the biggest crowd I've ever seen in that facility.
You know what I mean?
Sure. Full, the energy, the excitement, all that. And this is the polar opposite of that.
This is like the Jack Tops.
Yeah, when I was an official, these were the toughest games to ref. A Saturday morning game, everybody's tired. The gym's pretty quiet. You get one angry fan, everybody can hear what that guy has to say. So this is one of those games. This is a little bit of a trap game because you've got to bring it. You know what I mean? The crowd's not going to give you that energy. You got to wake up after a big physical game last night. East Peoria screened us better than anybody we've played all season. Poor Logan Vasquez, was getting, Quentin Kitt was just picking the heck out of him. He's got to have bruises on his arms. So you come into this game Saturday morning, there's just not a lot of natural energy in this gym, right? So you have to bring it. We're a young team. Hopefully these guys got a good night's rest, a lot of hydration. But you're right. This is a test to us. What will do we have coming in here on a Saturday morning to just bring it? And so we're going to find out a little bit about our personality here this morning as a team, right?
How much of, how is their mental toughness?
Yes.
And because you're right. You got to generate your own enthusiasm and adrenaline. And when you come off a loss and you probably didn't shoot as well as you would have liked. And I look for guys like Sam Koch tonight because I thought he had a pretty solid game last night. I don't know
real nice second quarter. Yeah, he really.
I don't know
if
anybody had a bad game last night.
No, you got to give it to East Peoria. They played tenacious defense. They were physical. They set great screens. They created separation. Just all those things. So yeah, we've got to bounce back. And I think the shot clock here is one thing. Having it in this shootout helps us a little bit.
For sure. And, I look for guys like Briggs Busey, and I just look for our shooters to come out tonight and kind of impose a little bit of their will. I think we're going to be – I like to believe that we're going to be maybe the more physical team.
Yeah, I think we bring that from our conference.
Sure.
That's to compete in the Middle Illini and the Peoria, you have to be extremely physical. And you're right. I mean, if there was some lessons that we might take away from that game last night, one of them might be that we have to get more physical. As a team, right? Just to compete in those kind of games.
Yeah, and I think that we say we need to be physical. There's been games where we've been really physical, and I think last night there was I'm going to say it was the perfect storm. Their backs were against the wall, having lost fights. We've talked about this a lot, but their backs were against the wall. They had a huge crowd. Every time something big happened, or even not even big, something happened, their fans went nuts. And that's the first time all year that our kids have gone into somebody else's house in a packed house.
Yeah, you're right. The perfect storm is right on track, and they executed and they played, extremely good basketball. Their shot selection was better than it had been all year, and I had nightmares last night about the double high screen, and Du Bois just cutting off those screens and watching Vasquez just take a pounding. Yeah.
Logan had nightmares about that shit, and I think his ribs probably felt that a little bit also.
Yeah, exactly. So that's just
but he's a gamer. Coach called him a warrior, and I think that's kind of what it's going to be. But I look for Brady Jones to kind of do some things here tonight But I think it's very important for Metamora to kind of go back to the way they were playing. Big win for our JV team tonight. I don't know if they played Mohomet-Seymour, but they got a 27-point win.
Yeah, that was against Mohomet-Seymour earlier this morning over in the other gym. But you're right. And you think about the personality of our team. To me, when we have been most effective, it has not been really in the half-court game. It's been the up-tempo, when we're pressing, and I think Coach Dame had so much respect for the East Peoria team last night that he didn't put on the press. You got Du Bois, you got some guys who are extremely capable. So I got to think we got to get that press in condition so later in the season we can go to it when needed. You know what I mean?
There's a potential we could play East Peoria 2 more times. You got to leave something in the holster.
You're right. So yeah, maybe Coach Dane was playing a little poker and just kind of keeping a poker face, holding back because there's some other things that we have, and some other arrows in the quiver that we didn't bring out. So today I expect us to be a little up pace, run a little bit. That loosens our guys up. They seem to be more comfortable with that. Get some layups. But then you're right. I mean, our three-point shooting is a big piece of the formula in terms of what we have to do today. In a Saturday morning in a quiet gym, sometimes that's hard to do, Scott.
I know. Been there, done that.
Yeah, you got to get the mojo going here. So we're going to have to bring that energy.
I think as a freshman and a sophomore, you're kind of used to that because you've played. Most of your games are empty gyms. They only have one side of the bleachers pulled out of a freshman game, and sophomore games they're usually not very crowded then yet either. But so varsity it makes a difference because at times you can be used to big crowds and a lot of fans and people to get that adrenaline going. But Metamora, let's face it, we've played at the Jack Tosh for good crowds. We brought some nice fans.
Yeah.
But less than 500 people there, and that's about what we got here today. We got a few Metamora fans here. We see the Koches down there, but
Yep.
and we got some other fans here. But I just think it's going to be it's going to be a big game for us. I don't know if they do the national anthem before every game or if they're just going to go right into the starting lineups. But we're just about ready to get started here. But that's kind of nice.
Yeah, I mean, here we are. I haven't done the math on the hours, but, what are we like, 18 hours off of our last game here? So, pretty quick turnaround here for this one.
Good afternoon and welcome to St. Joseph Austin High School for the Christian Clinic Shootout. Our second matchup today is between the visiting team, the Metamora Redbirds, and the home team, the Mohomet-Seymour Bulldogs.
We'll pass it over to the PA here to give us the lineups.
First for the Redbirds, at guard, the 6'2" junior, number 3, Briggs Busey. At guard, the 6-foot junior, number 4, Logan Vasquez. At guard, the 6'1" junior, number 11, Gavin Geyer. At forward, the 6'3" sophomore, number 22, Sam Koch. And at forward, the 6'6" sophomore, number 23, Brady Jones. Redbirds are coached by Justin.
Randy, if I got that right, they start all 5 seniors.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at the roster here. I've got, according to the roster, it's 3 seniors and 2 juniors.
Oh, is it 2 juniors? Okay.
But,
okay.
yeah, the way it sounded,
Yep.
it did sound like a lot of seniors. So, yeah, you've got a lot of experience here in this Mahomet team. So, Redbird's going to have to start out right off the bat, start playing here. So, Mahomet controls the tip. Nichols, their big guy, looks to be about 6'6", 6'7", right there with Brady Jones. And takes the jumper from the free throw line and hits it. So that's Malachi Nichols.
That's a pretty nice looking shot.
Yeah, pretty athletic, 6'6", and the coach mentioned that, he's really not, he's more of a guard type player. So, you kind of got the 5 guards versus the 5 guards matchup here. Brady Jones, baseline jumper.
Oh.
Nichols with the rebound. Nichols really is looking to attack, kicks it out now. In the lane, doesn't go. Offensive rebound, and now Vasquez is going to get called for the foul. That'll bring number 4, Parker Henry, the junior guard, to the line to shoot 2. Yeah, they don't have heights on their roster here,
No.
Scott, so it's kind of hard to tell. But height-wise, it looks we match up pretty well. Looks like here.
Yeah, I don't think they have. If they may have a slight advantage, but not enough to really make a difference. And that gives them the 3-0 lead.
Mahomet setting up a little press here, a little like a little zone press, like a little 2-2-1. Geyer drives the baseline, gets it out to Koch, down to Busey for 3. Doesn't go. Geyer with the rebound, fights it inside, and he'll draw the foul. That's going to go against their big guy, Nichols.
That's just a hustle rebound there.
Yeah. Geyer just works so hard when he gets in the lane there, uses his body so well.
And it's up and good.
Breaks the Redbirds into the scoring column.
And he gets them both.
Good sign to see us hitting free throws early, Scott.
Yep.
You know? Three-point attempt doesn't go. And Mohomet gets the rebound putback. That's number 35, senior Jack Stell. Vasquez drives the lane, gets tied up, loses it, and Mohomet's on the run. Geyer now with the rebound, gets it up to Vasquez. Ball gets taken to Jones, gets the save. Layup won't go. Mohomet with the rebound. And that's Nichols with the little jumper in the lane, and man, he's tough. It's like he likes to operate on that free throw line area. Vasquez gets a screen from Geyer. Busey now drives the lane, tries to finish with the left hand, gets knocked away. Mohomet on the run. For three, doesn't go. Mohomet with the rebound. And the jump shot gets blocked, recovered by Mohomet. Little drive, doesn't go. Jones now with the rebound, and Mohomet's been active on the offensive board, Scott. We've got to get a body on him. Vasquez now gets the ball down to Busey. Busey gets fouled on the floor. It'll be Metamora to inbound.
It's almost like they didn't play last night.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I didn't look at Mohomet's schedule, but we're looking a little worn down here. You know, we'll get going. Got to get that blood flowing. Geyer doesn't go. Nichols with the rebound. Nichols give and go, gets in the paint, hits a little floater, and boy, he is tough in that high post area right around the free throw line. Nice soft touch. Brady Jones gets the layup off the backside cut.
Who threw that pass?
I think it was Busey that got it to him. So pass is right on time, accurate. Little free throw line jumper, doesn't go. Busey with the rebound. Like Mohomet really likes to get to that free throw line jumper. Busey now gets down the lane. Ball gets knocked away off his leg. It'll be Mohomet to inbound. A tough one. And now in for Mohomet, number 3, Nolan France, senior guard. He replaces O'Malley. Nichols now against Jones. Loses the ball, and it gets saved out of bounds. Back to Nichols now for 3, and it's good. And boy, Nichols is started out on fire here.
We're just going through the motions right now, Randy.
Nichols has 9 points here in the first 3:53. And the Redbirds, we got to get the blood flowing, Scott. You know, it's early morning. You know, hour and a half bus ride to get here. You know, quiet gym. It's that dreaded Saturday morning.
Yeah.
You know, situation after an extremely emotional, polar opposite night last night.
Right.
You know, so we'll get there. But yeah, Nichols looks like he's pretty tough to stop here.
He hasn't really been contested though.
No, but he's skilled. I mean, he's he can handle the ball. He can find his way into the paint. You know, he get up and hit that jump shot. So he's a tough guy. Tough matchup. Jones, the Geyer, now to Koch. Thought about the 3, drives down, gets it out to Vasquez for 3. Doesn't go. Koch with the rebound. Now to Busey for 3. Doesn't go. Vasquez runs down the rebound, saves it to Geyer. Backside to Koch.
There you go.
He finishes with the left hand on the backside. Nice work by the Redbirds.
Yeah.
They're active on the offensive boards, moving the ball. Again, not forcing anything. And there's Nichols, takes the 3, and Koch with the rebound. maybe a heat check for Nichols there. Koch gets in the lane back. Nice pass to Brady Jones on the backside, and now the Redbirds are really working well together, really finding the open man. Little elbow jumper. Vasquez runs down the rebound. Geyer reverses it over to Busey. Vasquez gets in the lane.
And that'll be off the foot. And I'll bring in Bourne and is that Morrison?
Morrison, yep.
In place of Geyer and Busey. So maybe now we'll put the press on.
Yeah, I don't,
But I don't know. We're a little worn out. I don't know.
I was going to say, I don't. If we did, I think we'd wait to the second half. Vasquez drives the baseline, and he's going to get called for the offensive foul. Again, I did not have the angle there. He must have extended on that left side. So now it's like Ashton Taylor gets up off the bench, and he's going to replace Vasquez, who's got 2 fouls now for the Birds here with 2:37 in the first quarter.
Ashton Taylor, a really good player, though.
Yeah, very capable.
He traveled.
And, little turnover there for the Redbirds. That helps. And looks like O'Malley comes back into the game for Mahomet. He replaces France. Bourne posted up against Nichols. Sets a screen for Koch. Koch gets called for the travel. I didn't see that. But trading travel for travel here. And substitution for Mahomet. Number 33 comes into the game. Senior guard Ryan Pruitt, number 33. And
that's a charge.
That's Morrison draws the charge.
Yeah.
Nice defense by the sophomore. Getting a little defensive battle here, Scott.
We got 4 sophomores out there.
Morrison was looking for Bourne, got covered up. Koch drives baseline, gets it out to Taylor. Bourne now for Morrison for 3.
Good.
Nice. Boy, Morrison just didn't hesitate there. He's got his feet set. Good looking jumper. Fadeaway jumper goes for Nichols. And, Brady Jones, back-to-back tough matchups,
Yeah. Guys with fadeaway jump shot. He's going to have nightmares about fadeaway jump shots.
I mean, he had Kit last year, or last night. He's got Nichols tonight. I mean, wow, it's 2 tough matchups for Jones. Ball goes into Bourne in the paint. And gets fouled.
Nice
job. Go to the line to shoot 2. And
made himself big. Nice passing lane. And went up over the top.
Yeah.
Nice job by Bourne.
Yeah, great job posted up by Bourne, and that was a really nice pass by Jones. And sometimes you get a big man pass into a big man, they kind of floated up there, really accurate to one another. Yeah. You get that extra sense of post-entry passing. So Bourne cuts it to 2, and now Nichols will check out of the game for Mahomet. Get a little rest at the end of the quarter here.
They'll bring in Cam Beekman.
They rest Jones here now that Nichols sat down. So
sophomore for sophomore.
Yeah.
And
Bourne makes them both. Gets us within 1 here with under a minute to go in the first. A layup good from Grady, number 55, junior forward for Mahomet. Redbirds looking to hold it here for the last shot.
Is the shot clock off? Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Beekman hands off to Koch with her three.
Good.
Nice looking shot. That ties things up here, and now there's a foul by Morrison, and they're going to give him the 3 shots. Oh, just kind of what you didn't want there. You wanted to foul him on the floor, but once he goes into the shooting motion, that's a tough one there. Number 5, Paxton O'Malley, junior guard for Mahomet here.
That's not a good foul.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
He makes all 3.
O'Malley takes all 3 and going to give him a 3-point lead here. So Redbirds down 19-16 after 1.
Take this time to hear from our sponsors. Welcome back to St. Joseph's. So Metamora has a 3-point deficit at the end of the first quarter. And Metamora will get the ball to start this second quarter. We come out the same way we finish.
Yeah, Beekman's out there. Although I think I think Brady Jones is in for Bourne.
Yeah.
Is the only change I think in the lineup here now.
So that's as big as we can get.
Yeah. Brady Jones thought about the 3. Drives baseline, goes up, a little contact, no call. Little jump shot goes. That's for Jackson Bohm, senior guard. Boy, they really like to get to that elbow area and operate out of there. Beekman now in the short corner. Hands it off to Taylor. And he will draw the foul.
I like him going right at it. The sophomore's not afraid. Going right at him.
He'll go to the line to shoot 2. That goes against Stell, senior forward.
He's probably a little warmed up. They played earlier.
Yeah, Taylor does a nice job getting to the rim, and like you said, he's just fearless.
That'll bring in, who's coming in?
Zach Bourne is checking in.
He'll come in
Comes in for Koch.
And it looks like we're going to set up our press, maybe a
little 2-2-1 press here from the Redbirds. Keep the blood flowing here. And Morrison's going to get called here. Kind of a reach on the backside, so it'll be Mahomet the inbound. And that'll be the second, I believe, on Morrison. Redbirds in the man, half court. And foul is called, so that'll send Bohm to the line to shoot 2. Not sure who it's going to go against here, and that goes against Ashton Taylor.
That's his first.
And a whole host of subs here for Mahomet. 34, Eli Dyer gets in, a junior, and number 4, Henry's back in, and Nichols, their leading scorer, is back in, number 00. So now Mahomet comes out, kind of a full court man. Beekman now in the short corner, guarded by Nichols. Gets it out to Morrison. Takes the three. And Bourne on the backside. Rebounds the miss, and they almost looked like a pass there, Scotty.
Yep. Bourne always in the right place at the right time.
I tell you, he's just got a nose for the ball.
Are we in a...
Nichols for three. Doesn't go. Morrison skies for the rebound. Redbirds are on the run. Gets it to Jones on the baseline. Back to Morrison. Picks up a screen from Bourne. Little pick and pop. Another screen for Morrison. Morrison gets a little body here.
Boy, that one I don't know about. He looked like he just lost his feet, didn't he?
Yeah, there was a little bit of early contact there, but yeah, could have went either way.
And it looks like it's Geyer and Busey coming back in for, is that Bourne and Morrison?
Yeah. Jones sets a screen for Busey. Rolls into the lane. Covered up pretty good by Mahomet. Busey gets it to Beekman. Beekman hands off to Jones for three. Just rolls out. Taylor now tips it, and Beekman gets the rebound. Put back, but he gets fouled on the attempt, so he'll go to the line to shoot two, but just good to see Metamora being active on the offensive boards here. Foul goes against number 34, Dyer, for Mahomet.
First one's up and good.
And Geyer is going to get called for a little push-off on Nichols down there. So just a little too much body, but I love the effort, grinding away down there. So Beekman brings the Redbirds within two here with 5.5 to go in the half. Dyer for three. Busey with the rebound.
He just about got that to fall.
Yeah. Busey drives baseline.
Oh, and he climbs in. Nice job. Ties it up.
Nice little shooter's roll there. And, all knotted up at 23 here with 5 to go. And Beekman with the block out of bounds. Boy, good to see the sophomore get up and send a little message there to Mahomet.
And Sam Koch comes back in for Taylor. Nice minutes by Taylor.
Yeah, did a nice job. But nice to see Beekman being a rim protector for us down there, Scotty. Baseline drive, doesn't go. Busey with the rebound. Redbirds on the run.
Have a chance to take the lead.
Koch for three. Just doesn't go, and now Jones is going to get called for the push-off. That's a tough one. He was just kind of in the wrong place there, but had his arms down, but didn't really look to push off to me. Just had his arm in a vulnerable position, so kind of like a little turnover there. Jumper doesn't go. Busey with the rebound. Busey's doing a nice job cleaning up the defensive boards. Jones now drives baseline. Ball gets tipped, gets knocked out of bounds. It'll be Metamora to inbound underneath their own hoop. And now number 5 checks in. That's O'Malley. Comes back in the game. Replaces Henry for Mahomet.
I like the fact that we're taking it right at him.
Yeah.
Just need to convert.
Yes, we're playing aggressive. Koch thought about the three. Got covered up by Mahomet. Dyer sets the screen, pops, now for three. And Redbirds will get called for a little over-the-back push.
Every little touch.
Yeah, this is that goes against Koch. And Nichols now will go to the line to shoot two. As that's the 5th foul on the Redbirds here. Uncharacteristic for the Redbirds to commit this many fouls. But you're right, this is a whole different environment than we were in last night.
Oh, yeah.
the physicality. We've got to ratchet it down a little bit here just to adjust to the officiating, you know. Yeah, you're right. A little shock to the system, Scott, after last night, you know.
That's hard to adjust.
Yeah, it really is.
Foul, you know.
So Nichols now with 13 for Mahomet. And you got a little 1-2-2 press, and they get it to Brady Jones. Takes it out for Busey. Little floater. Tip attempt by Beekman doesn't go, but Nichols with the rebound. He's on the run. And he traveled. Nice job by Brady Jones just to wall up. A little pressure on him. Little backdoor cut for Jones. Reverse layup. Ties things up at 25 here with 3.5 to go in the half. Nichols against Jones. Beekman and Geyer. Good communication there on the switch and recovery. Shot clock's running down. 3-point attempt doesn't go, but a rebound.
He traveled.
And he traveled, and he just confused.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I mean,
I'm surprised that doesn't happen more often if you're not playing.
Yeah, just, we're just not used to that shot clock, and, obviously he got the shot off. They should have reset it. I guess they reset it once it hits the rim. Sam Koch drives the baseline, doesn't go, and Geyer in there. There's the rebound out, and finds Brady Jones. It just won't go. Beekman now working, and just, a lid on the rim there for the Redbirds again.
Can't get a lead. Cannot shoot to get the lead.
Yeah, tough. 3-point attempt for Mahomet. Rims out. Brady Jones with the rebound. Redbirds pushing the ball. Brady Jones attacks. Off the backboard, just rolls out.
Come on.
Yeah. 3-point attempt. Doesn't go. Brady Jones with the rebound. Looking to attack. Gets blocked, and he'll draw the foul. He'll get to the line to shoot 2.
I still love the aggressiveness.
Yeah, absolutely. Foul goes against number 5, O'Malley. That's the 3rd foul on O'Malley for Mahomet, so he'll check out of the game here. Jones has a chance to give the Redbirds a 1-point lead here.
Our only lead of the first half if he can connect here.
And it just doesn't go. Nichols now brings it up against Jones. He's looking to attack. Gets to his spot. Little jumper doesn't go. Beekman with the rebound.
Nice, strong
rebound.
Over
to Busey. Busey now gets it down to Jones. Jones, and he gets called for the charge, and that was tough call there. That's a tough call. So Brady Jones picks up his 2nd, and Bourne now will check in for him, and that's a tough call there. He's playing a little bully ball there, but yeah, that's tough. So Bourne now gets the task of guarding Nichols. And that's number 35.
Well, why wasn't that a
Dell.
charge? Why wasn't that a charge?
Finishes with the left hand. Bourne now out to Busey. Busey gets it into Beekman. Back out to Busey, drives baseline, over to Geyer, to Koch. Geyer drives the lane and just
there you go.
puts it in over Nichols. Nice job by Geyer to alter his shot there. Brings us back to a tie game. Bourne's now on Nichols, knocks it away. Muhammad for three, and it goes. That's number 23, Jackson Baum. And the shot clock is about a half a second off, so the Redbirds can hold it for one here. Bourne gets in the lane, kicks it out to Busey for three. Doesn't go, and Koch now is going to get called for the foul, and that's going to bring Mahomet to the line to shoot two.
We're
Koch's second foul there, so we've got to adjust to the physicality of what we had last night and kind of repackage that for what we're doing here today, Scott, you know. It's the most fouls we've had in a half, I think, all year.
By far. By far.
Substitution here, 33. Pruitt comes in for Mahomet.
And he gets the second.
2.9 here. Geyer now has it. Looks to get a shot off. Volleyball line jumper.
Almost got it.
Doesn't go, but Redbirds will take a 4-point deficit in the halftime, down 31-27 here at St. Joseph Ogden in the shootout.
Welcome back to St. Joe's. Randy, Metamora took that 4-point deficit into the halftime locker room. We were down 5 last night at halftime.
Yeah, I mean, I think for all different reasons, you know. But yeah, I think the biggest that we got to adjust the officiating here a little bit. You know, we got to keep working the tempo. I love what we're doing off the defensive boards. You know, we're just getting the ball and going, and it's creating opportunities. But you know, I'd like to see us maybe you know, set some good screens and get some good 3-point looks here. You know, that'd be nice to see in the half court.
So Metamora had fallen behind 12-4, but since then we've outscored them. So we have that to build on.
Yeah, we had the unfortunate foul there at the end, you know, of
the first quarter.
Yeah, the first quarter. You know, that gave them 3. So
we come out with the starting lineup.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Vasquez is out there. You know, so you got Koch and Vasquez and Brady Jones each have 2 fouls for the Redbirds, which is pretty uncharacteristic. Nice job by Vasquez to recover there in the shooter on the double screen. Nichols gets in the lane, kicks it out.
Wow.
Little baseline jumper goes. Number 23, Baum. Put together a pretty nice game. He's got 10 now for Mahomet.
We need a bucket.
Vasquez for 3
And
from the corner. And beautiful. Boy, we start hitting that 3-point shot. That changes everything for us. Brings Metamora within 3. Nichols against Jones. Hands it off to Baum. Baum gets in the paint. Little jumper. Rolls out. Jones with the rebound. Gets it to Busey. Busey and Vasquez working together. Now Koch gets a screen. Dyer pops. Gets into the lane. Tries to get the back door to Jones and just wasn't there. That bounce pass on the lane is tough. Guy's got to be really wide open. Now Nichols, little baseline jumper, goes.
Oh, they're just a better team right now, Randy.
Yeah, that's Nichols now has 15 for Mahomet. And when he pulls out the Chris Mullins there in the baseline, that's tough. And Ball just sails out of bounds for the Birds here.
That's an unforced turnover.
Yeah, we just got to tighten it up here. Nichols for three.
Yeah.
And he's just feeling it.
Yeah, he's the best player on the floor by a long shot, isn't he?
Yeah, a lot of confidence. And ball goes out. And the ball was tipped, so it's Metamora ball. Ball was tipped on the pass out. Redbirds find themselves down by 8 here.
Yeah. They're getting close to getting blown out, Randy.
Pick and pop. Vasquez thought about the three, gets in the lane. Gets it out to Koch for three. And the quick release just won't go. And that's Baum just gets downhill for the layup. He's got 12 now, and Redbird's down by 10. And Coach James takes a 30-second timeout to talk things over. And Redbirds just need to get on track here, Scott. You know, just all the little things just aren't coming together here for us.
Yeah. We're I know last night was a big game and a taxing game, but
these Saturday morning games, I mean, you got to bring it. You have to bring it.
You have to bring it, or you're going to get blown out.
You got to look within, and you got to bring it because the energy just isn't coming from anywhere else, you know. So Redbird's got to do some soul searching here, down by 10, get back into this game. Sam Koch to inbound. Gets it into Vasquez. Now to Jones. For Geyer. Now for Busey. Back to Geyer. Ball goes into the paint for Jones.
That's a nice entry
To the
pass.
left. That was excellent work there. You know, go inside your biggest guy on the floor and get him in the post. Well done. Cuts the lead down to 8. Nichols misses the layup. Vasquez comes away with it. Koch over to Busey. Takes the three, now takes it. Doesn't go. Long rebound in the corner. Mahomet's got it. The ball up to Nichols. Started by Jones. Nichols attacks. Little elbow jumper, doesn't go. Vasquez has the rebound. Gets it up to Geyer. Reverse layup.
That's nice.
Cuts the lead to 6. Redbird showing some life here. 3-point shot.
They're good. They're good.
That's O'Malley. He was on the bench most of the first half in foul trouble. Koch takes it down the lane. Puts it up. It's blocked. Little Euro step. Goes for O'Malley.
Back up to an 11-point lead, Randy. Just like that.
Jones kicks it out for Busey. Takes it in. Off the board, doesn't go. Ball gets knocked out of bounds to Metamora, and a couple substitutions ready to check in. That's Bourne and Morrison. Check in for Geyer and Busey. Redbirds to inbound. And they were just
doing the shot clock.
Oh, resetting the shot clock. Okay. So a whole other element here that ball goes into Bourne. To Morrison. Out of Vasquez. To Koch. Gets it down in the post to Jones. Out to Bourne for 3.
And got it.
He cans it. Cuts the lead
to 9.
Down
Wait
to
a minute.
9.
Was that a 12-point lead?
Yeah, I don't know if they gave us the full 3-point on that. Was foot on the line, maybe?
I thought that was a 3-pointer.
I thought it was too, but Bourne with the rebound. Redbirds on the run. Jones over to Vasquez, to Morrison. Jones screens for Vasquez, rolls, gets the layup. That screen and roll is outstanding. We've got to do that about 50 times a game, Scott.
Yep.
Cuts the lead down to 7 here. 2:45 to go in the third. Redbirds defense is tightening things up here a little bit. Jones guards Nichols. Ball gets to go out. Vasquez knocks it down. Bourne now recovers, gets it over to Koch. Left-hand layup.
That's a lot of hustle there.
A 5-point game. Bourne with the steal. Gets it over to Morrison. Gets picked off by Nichols. And Bourne now fouls on the shot attempt. So Nichols will go to the line to shoot 2. That'll be Bourne's first foul. He was trying to grab him on the floor before he got the shot up. And
No. That's not a Brady Jones. It's on.
Yeah, they got that corrected. So Nichols to the line for Mahomet. A host of subs here for Mahomet. Got number 3, Franz. 33, Pruitt. And at this table, number 34, Dyer waits to get in. I guess he's going to replace the shooter if Nichols converts the free throw. He missed it just to stay in. I used to do that, Scott.
Yeah.
Scott's to Jones, to Vasquez, down into the post, and Nichols stayed in the game and commits the foul. This coach isn't going to be happy about that.
How much he got now?
That is, I believe, his second.
Yeah.
Nichols will check out. He's got 19 for Mahomet. Vasquez on the inbound to Brady Jones.
Again.
From
We
Morrison.
can do that all night long.
Yeah, cuts the lead to 4. Redbirds just grinding their way back into this one, Scott.
But when we get close, we got to be able to take the lead.
Koch gets his hands on it, knocks it out of bounds. Mahomet to inbound. Screen over here, and boom, falls on Brady Jones with the steal. Gets it to Morrison. Gets it up to Koch. Koch attacks. Ball gets knocked away. Bourne with the rebound.
Give it up.
Morrison to Jones. To Vasquez. Sets a screen. Back door to Koch.
There you go.
And Koch converts. 2-point game. Nice speed from Vasquez.
And we'll get the ball back before the end of the quarter.
Three-point attempt from Mahomet. Doesn't go. Vasquez with the rebound. Shot clock is off, so Redbirds can hold it for 1 here.
Now, they've done a great job of coming back here in this.
Yeah, I mean, we were down double digits there, so.
Down 12.
Well done by the Birds here, scratching and clawing their way back into this one. Brady Jones wanted the ball down in the post. He gets it. Brings the ball down.
No,
It goes in up off the board, ties things up here. And now you just don't want to commit the foul here. And Redbirds tie things up. All knotted up at 46 at the end of 3.
Welcome back to St. Joseph. Says we head to the fourth inning, or fourth quarter. It'll be Redbird ball to start the fourth.
Redbirds have done a great job scratching and clawing their way back in here to tie this up.
So let me ask you, they got out to that 12-point lead, and things are really going Mohomet-Seymour's way. Now Metamora's come back to tie it. Does that take a little bit of the starch out of your?
Yeah, absolutely. And, Nichols has kind of been their guy, Nichols and Bohm. And, if we could slow those guys down, Koch for 3 off the front. And Bourne's going to get a cheap one here. 80 feet away from the bucket.
See, the problem is we've tied it up, and we can't shoot. We got a good look there. We just can't
get a little lead going.
Can't get a lead.
Absolutely. So yeah, Redbirds have to get stops and rebounds here. Defense activity is definitely. There's a nice little double team there by Bourne, and now Morrison gets the steal. Vasquez finishes with the right hand. Redbirds with a 2-point lead here, but
first lead of the game.
Our defensive intensity is picking up, Scott. We're just getting more in the face. These guys are making it more difficult. Koch with the rebound. Redbirds looking up the floor. Ball gets picked off. He's looking for Morrison down there. Now Morrison commits the foul.
He made a great play down here, though, to intercept that pass. We're not playing real headsy ball at times.
Yeah. Those bounce passes, they're slow-moving passes, and Mahomet's jumping that passing lane and getting some steals. So we just have to be a little more cautious, taking care of the ball, getting good opportunities. But that's the 3rd foul on Morrison. So he's got to watch his P's and Q's here.
But you're in the 4th quarter, so he can. That's a flop there, isn't it?
Nichols against Jones. Yeah, there was contact. I don't think it was that extreme. Layup doesn't go. Bourne with the rebound.
There you go.
Over to Morrison. Ends off to Vasquez. Out top gets a screen from Jones. Jones pop. Bourne wants it down in the post. Bourne puts it up, just won't go.
Boy, that's still not a bad shot, though.
Vasquez almost picks it off. Now deflection from Jones, recovered by Koch. On the move. Morrison thought about the 3. Now he drives in. And Morrison just lowered his shoulder enough to give the charge. So
that was
called.
That was.
That's 4 now on Morrison. And so Beekman and Geyer come up off the bench. They replace Morrison and Koch. And now Mahomet takes a 30-second timeout. Talk things over here, down by 2. But, we've had some opportunity there to open this thing up, Scott, and we just didn't convert. We just got to be a little more crisp with the ball.
We've had the last 2 trips, we've had a turnover and a foul without getting a shot off.
Yeah, that's it. And and not that I want to keep talking about last night, but that happened to us last night. There's a number of trips down the floor where we did not get a shot up. A bounce pass in the lane, a careless little thing. So yeah, every possession has to be cherished. Got to get a shot. But I like our energy. Our defensive energy, to me,
has gotten better.
Is what's we're turning that defense into offense. And off the defensive boards, off the steals, deflections, get out in the passing lane. That's what's fueling us right now.
We got Beekman and Jones, Vasquez, Geyer, and Busey on the floor for Metamora.
Bohm gets knocked away. Jones on the recovery. He attacks. It's down the rim, and he gets fouled on the floor.
Yeah.
So Redbirds will inbound, but nice job by Jones just to attack, and such a capable ball handler, Ball goes into Vasquez, to Geyer, down to Jones. Saves it to Beekman. Now the ball is loose. Beekman's just going to get called for the foul. He was just off balance. No malice intended there.
See, again, another trip down the court without getting a shot off.
Yeah, and we really forced that pass into Jones. So that's been so open. I think sometimes we take it for granted, but really had two defenders there that got a hand on the ball and just didn't get a clean catch. Thomas got to the high post, the handoff for three off the front. Vasquez with the rebound. Gets the screen from Geyer. Now over to Jones, to Busey. And they're looking for Vasquez for three. Gets it down to Beekman in the post. Out to Geyer. Back to Vasquez. Now to Jones. Jones drives baseline, finishes with the reverse layup. Redbirds up by 4 with 5 to go in the game. Nichols now against Jones. Nichols fadeaway jumper doesn't go. Rebound bounced off to Geyer.
That's still pretty good defense and real good rebounding for Metamora. We had 3 guys there.
Geyer over to Vasquez. Thought about the 3. Gets it over to Beekman. Backdoor cut by Geyer. And ball gets taken away and foul is called. And Geyer, was he in the shooting motion?
Yeah, they're giving him 2 shots. So let me ask you, is that a foul last night?
Is that a foul last night?
Yeah.
I don't think last night they would call that a foul.
I have a tendency to agree with you.
That's part of basketball. You got to adjust to the officiating. I mean, every game things are going to be just a little bit different, and that's just part of the deal.
Let's go, Gavin. We need this. We need this point. We need every one of the points.
Yeah, free throws are going to be important here.
Oh.
Comes up empty. Back to the defensive side here for the Birds. Jones on Nichols. Nichols looks to attack. Passes it off.
Beekman gets great
deflection,
defense.
and Busey with the recovery. Nice job to wall up. Jones now drives the baseline. Finishes off the glass. Gives the Redbirds a 6-point lead. Now Mohomet takes a timeout, and Jones now has 18 for the Birds.
I'll tell you that defense down there by Beekman to just wall up straight up and down.
Yes.
Was
getting his hands on the ball, deflecting it. Busey gets a recovery, and we attack. The defense has created our offense today, Scott, really, when you think about it,
Yeah, for sure. And the defense is picked up, and then our offense, we're getting much better shots.
Yeah, definitely. But, yeah, when you get, a Brady Jones, 6'6", capable leaper, running to the rim.
It's almost like they let him go down there. I mean, that's a big kid. Brady Jones looks like a tight end for the Bears. But
yeah. Who have a big game tonight against Green Bay that I will be watching very closely.
Won't we all?
Yes. So hopefully we can pull it out. Been 2 exciting finishes so far this year against Green Bay. That's their classic, Middle Illini situation there, right? A conference foe, and sometimes you got to see them in the postseason. So, my wife's a Green Bay fan, Scott. So it's going to be a rough night either way.
Mixed marriage.
That's right. Exactly. So with 3:56 to go, Redbirds up by 6. Mohomet the inbound, and the defensive intensity just needs to stay where it's at here. Continue to get stops and rebounds. Got to believe they're going to set something up here for Nichols or Baum. Baum's got it. Attacks. High off the glass. Doesn't go. Vasquez with the rebound. Gets it up to Busey. Busey now attacks the rim. Reverse layup. Doesn't go. Beekman picks it up. Gets it out to Vasquez for 3. Off the front. Nichols gets the rebound.
I liked everything we did. I thought we got a good shot on the initial fast break, and I thought Vasquez took a nice shot.
Yeah. Great looks. That's number 4, Parker Henry. Puts it in. It's Mahomet within 4. Vasquez running the baseline. Looking to get open. Ball goes into Jones. What an entry pass by Geyer. Vasquez now to Geyer. 10 on the shot clock. Turns the corner. Gets it to go.
Nice. Did he get by with a walk there a little bit?
Maybe, but there was a little bit of bump in there too. So Mahomet for 3. Long rebound. Bounces out. Brady Jones knocks it over to Geyer. Gets it popped away. And that looks like he took a lot of steps there, Scott. But it turns out to be a 3-point play opportunity. Beekman's going to get called on the foul, and that's number 5, O'Malley, gets to the line here.
And we've got 5 team fouls, so they're in the bonus these final 2.5 minutes.
O'Malley now with 11 points for Mahomet.
I was going to say, that's he only gets 1 shot.
Geyer to Jones for 3. And Geyer's going to get caught on a cheap one there for reaching in, and that's going to put Henry to the line here. I'm sorry, O'Malley to the line to shoot 2, and that's tough now. Every foul is 2 shots for Mahomet.
Good move by Vasquez right there.
Sam Koch will check into the game. He replaces Beekman. Koch secures the rebound off the miss. Mahomet now comes up out in a little 1-2-1-1 press. And they get the deflection and the recovery. Rebound doesn't go.
That's over the back.
And now they're going to call the foul here on the Birds. That goes against.
Wasn't he over the back?
I mean, everybody was leaping in there. That's a tough one. But Koch picks up his 3rd. And that brings, that's Baum gets to the line here.
See, they make free throws. We just can't do that consistently.
Yeah, we've got to hit free throws here down the stretch. Now's the time. Baum ties things up at 54 with under 2 minutes here to go in the game, and timeout taken. Didn't see who called it, but
they did.
Mahomet took it.
Mahomet called the timeout.
Okay, yeah, I got to believe they're going to set up that press again. You know, that was effective with the deflection and the steal. So
teams get way too many deflections off of it.
Yeah,
there's no head fake, come down.
Yeah. That chest pass is tough to get that chest pass through. It's got to be an overhead pass, or you go to the bounce pass. But that bounce pass is slow. And if the defense reads it, they can jump it. So, you want to see overhead passes against this press. Here's a 1-2-2 zone press. Redbirds have a 3-guard front, get it down to Geyer. They're staying in the zone half court defense here. Trying to show Metamora a little different look here. High post. Koch, Busey in the corner. Busey gets it over to Vasquez. Now to Jones. Jones drives the baseline. Gets it out to Koch. To Busey for 3 from the corner.
Good.
Nice. I tell you, it's tough to zone the Redbirds because of our three-point shooting ability.
And there we passed the ball so crisply and quickly.
Yeah.
Nobody really.
But yeah, against the zone, that's you got to move the ball. You get it in the high post. Henry gets the 2 to go. Brings Mahomet within 1 with under a minute. And Jones, goes and gets fouled. Has a chance for the 3-point play here to make this a 2-possession game with a minute to go. So, wow, what a attack on the rim there by Jones.
Brady's got to have the and one here.
Yeah.
There you go.
There it is. Beautiful. 2-possession game now for the Birds. Up by 4.
Oh, that's going to be an over and back. It's
Mahomet with the over and back. And now Redbirds will get it underneath their own hoop. You know, if I'm the coach, I want them to pick that up. I want the inbound to come at the half court. Now we get the ball underneath their own basket.
But why was Geyer down there?
He didn't really need to be down there. Good question. Redbirds set up a little box here. Ball goes into Vasquez. To Koch.
Now we can run some clock. We can run a lot of clock.
Yeah, you really got to be good with your shot selection here. Busey thought about the 3.
Good discipline there.
Takes care of it, and he gets pulled down by the Mahomet defender, and so O'Malley commits his 4th, and the next foul, Redbirds go to the line to shoot 2.
And that puts another 20 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, the foul. That gives us another 20 seconds to run here. So, ball goes into Jones. To Geyer, and gets fouled on the attempt, so he'll go to the line to shoot 2 with 30 seconds. Redbirds have a chance to go up by 6.
Separate. You know, sometimes you got to win ugly.
Absolutely. That's a sign of a good team, you know.
And it truly is. It truly is.
You know, you can find a way to win on a Saturday morning after probably one of the most physically exhausting games of the season on the road in a packed house. So Bourne checks in for Koch. Geyer gives the Redbirds a 6-point lead, and now Coach Dame will take a full timeout here.
That's a good timeout.
Yeah, and I got to believe he's going to set up a little token pressure here, a little something just to slow them down.
You brought in
work that clock.
Bourne.
Yeah, maybe get him on top of the zone there. Just distract them and just slow them down. You know, we got to work this clock down here.
It's still technically a 2-possession game.
Yeah. But yeah, when you look at this game, Scott, to me, our defensive intensity as the game has gone on, we've raised the level of our defense. You know, just got in their face. You know, everything was contested, nothing easy, and you know, did a nice job on the defensive boards. You know, really not a lot of second chance opportunities for Mahomet.
Well, we made him a little more uncomfortable. I'd say that most of this second half.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and Nichols still sitting at 19. He's been at 19 for a long time. You know, their leading scorer. So nice job by Jones on Nichols, and he's had a little help, Bourne, on him, but just really slowed him down for the second half.
Another gutty performance by the Warrior.
Yeah.
Logan Vasquez.
Redbirds has come out in the half-court man here. Bohm for 3.
Oh, he got
Gets it to go. And now Mahomet takes a timeout. That cuts the game to 3 here for 24 seconds on the clock.
So it's going to be a free throw shooting contest.
Yeah. Now you're within 3. We're going to go to the end here. And, I guess when you look at the foul board, you put on the press, you commit a foul 80 feet away from the bucket, and you put them at the line to shoot 2 without the clock running. So Coach Dame elected not to go with the full court pressure there, but certainly understand why,
Yeah. So it'll be Redbird ball after the timeout with 24 seconds.
Yeah, and I got to believe that, they're going to try to steal the inbound here, and then, as soon as they don't get that steal, boom, they're going to foul immediately to try to preserve as much clock as possible.
Yeah.
Ball goes in. The Vasquez gets it to Jones. Jones now on the attack. Gets fouled on the floor.
And that'll send Jones to the line.
Goes to the line to shoot 2 here with 19.7 to go in the game.
Gets the first.
Makes it a 2-possession game.
Yeah, that's huge because there's only about 20 seconds to go.
Yeah.
So theoretically, they only have 15 seconds. Nice job by
Jones. Makes them both. Gives the Redbirds a 5-point lead here. 3-point attempt, and
what?
Foul is called. That was pretty wild. And they call it on Jones, and that'll bring O'Malley goes to the line to shoot 3. 15 seconds on the clock. And O'Malley, a capable scorer. And now Koch and Vasquez come into the game. I'm sorry, Koch. Vasquez is already out there. Replaces Bourne. O'Malley misses the last one. Geyer with the rebound. And the ball gets ripped away. They call it a jump ball.
Metamora called a timeout.
Metamora called a timeout on the possession. Wow, excellent timeout by Coach Dame there to maintain the possession, because Mohomet has the arrow right now. So that would have been a turnover. So nice work by Coach Dame.
Woo.
Thank goodness.
I don't know if that's been a better timeout this year. Well, maybe over Limestone. But man, that's as good a timeout as we've seen all year.
Yeah, outstanding. Wow. So with 12.3 to go, Redbirds up by 3, and we get the inbound underneath their own hoop. Now he'll have to hold his spot, after the made bucket. You get to run the baseline. In this case, you got to hold it. So it does make it a little more difficult to get the ball in bounds. And, Mahomet's going to be all over on the defensive end here. So he's got to catch that ball cleanly and rip it through and take care of it. Redbirds line up 4 across the free throw line here. Koch to inbound. Ball goes in to Vasquez, and he gets, and they somehow lock him up and get a jump ball with 9.2 to go. And Mahomet's got the possession arrow. So Bourne comes in. He replaces Koch. And now Mahomet to inbound underneath their own hoop. Nichols against Jones. Gives it to Baum for 3 off the front. Geyer with the rebound.
And that'll be
held. So with
that'll
3.3 on the clock, Geyer will shoot 2.
He just has to make 1.
Yeah, make this a 2-possession game again.
Gavin Geyer at the line, shooting 2. Checking in for the Bulldogs, number 3, Nolan Franz.
Got a little interesting here at the end, Scott.
Yeah. And that's the ball game.
Geyer puts it away.
That'll put Metamora at 13-5 for the season. And Metamora will take a timeout.
Coach Dane just takes a timeout to clarify, hey, no fouls. We do not want to allow them to score without the clock running, right?
Yeah.
Crazy things have happened in the game of basketball with 3.3 on the clock. We don't want to be one of those stories that people talk about for years here, right?
Yeah.
Let this one quietly go away, right?
I've never forgotten my junior high basketball career coming to an end. Up 5 with the ball, no three-point line back then, and lost in regulation.
And how much time was on the clock?
5 seconds.
5 seconds on the clock, up by
5.
Up by 5,
and
lose
lost
the game
in regulation.
That's
kid got called carrying it, threw the ball down. They teed him up. The coach, Eldon Zobers, thought the refs thought he was yelling at them. They teed him up. Kid sank 4 free throws. Woo! They inbounded the ball. He just turned and chucked it, nothing but net.
Oh my goodness, that's traumatic. You
Tell me about it. I went to I should have been therapy for years.
They should have provided some therapy for you for that, Scott. You know, we're gonna have to revisit that one of these days. You know, Geyer misses it. Fox running. Nichols has it. Sends the 3.
Nothing.
Game over.
Forward.
Redbirds come away with the win, 65-61 over Mahomet here at St. Joe's Ogden Shootout.
We'll be back in just a few minutes with a very happy head coach, Justin Dane.
Absolutely.
A win is a win.
For sure.
We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have Justin Dane. Welcome back to St. Joseph. Coach, the best word I think I can think of right now is perseverance. You guys kind of persevered. You showed some wear and tear from last night's game, and you weathered the storm. And then in the fourth quarter, you mustered enough energy together. And man, I'm really most of the entire second half, I thought you kids played pretty well.
Yeah, they did. After that little slow start to the half, I think they got a 10 or something, and we battled the rest of the way. It was similar to last night. You know, we came out in the third quarter, got down double digits. Last night, I think we showed our youth a little bit, kind of hung our heads at times, and today we responded. Today we came back and we battled, and we tried a couple silly plays, ways to lose that game with as many dumb fouls as we could, but it would have taken 1 or 2 more, and we didn't make 1 or 2 more.
I mean, Coach, when you think about last night, you know, packed house, you know, physical game, you know, now you come here Saturday morning, quiet gym, you can hear every little peep in the gym, you know, you got to bring it, you know, I mean, what a grind game, you know what I mean? But, you know, the officiating, total different opposite ends
totally
of
different.
the officiating change.
I thought they were really good today. Like called it clean, called it both ways, called fouls on both teams, called fouls on rebounds on both teams. I thought they did a really good job. It was a very well officiated game, and the guys adjusted in the second half. We didn't foul quite as much. We didn't foul as many jump shooters. Maybe the very last shot they took was a bad foul, but first half we had a couple fouls that we adjusted to it's not a middle line eye right here. They're not just going to let you play football tonight.
And I felt like your adjustment, you know, you guys brought the intensity defensively by adjusting that. And to me, that defensive intensity really created a lot of offense for you guys.
Yeah, definitely. Cam Beekman gave us some huge minutes in there, just helping in the paint on those guys. They had 1 or 2 guys they had that weren't really threats from the outside, and we tried to have some guys help off a little bit like last night. Cam did an excellent job. I thought he gave us some huge minutes. Ashton Taylor also in the first half made some good plays right off the JV. Had an awesome JV game, too.
Yeah. Coach, you know, you dropped down by, I think it was 12 in the second half. You call a timeout. I thought you called 2 incredible timeouts. That one right there. And from that point on, your kids really responded. You erased that 12-point lead in about 2 minutes. And then later on in the game, Gavin Geyer got a rebound, and eventually they had called a jump ball, but you had called a timeout prior to that. A great timeout to save a possession.
I didn't think we were going to get it. I was yelling timeout as soon as he caught it, and then they didn't give it, and then I saw the guy get the jump ball, and then the other guy gave it to us. So we were fortunate there. I think anybody would have called a timeout after they went on that run down 12, but I appreciate it, Scott. But, we had to there. We had to talk a little bit.
Yeah, and whatever you said, whatever you talked about, your timeouts are becoming really, really good. I thought Coach Greaves was really good at timeouts.
Yeah,
you're catching up real quick.
Yeah. I think all was said was throw the ball to Red. I was wide open one time. Ball hit me in the hands. I probably could have shot it, but I was hoping I could just tip it and it might fall back in bounds. But yeah, we did a better job taking care of the ball. We had one bad turnover late against the press, but did a nice job being strong and making our free throws again.
I thought Brady Jones was just outstanding today.
Yeah, terrific in the second half. I think he went 0 for 2 from the line again, just like last night. Kind of got in his head. We talked about just respond and just don't worry about it. Next one's going in. Missed a couple bunnies early. Didn't miss bunnies late, though. He attacked the rim like a man there in the second half.
Yes. And one of the interesting things tonight, a lot of times I feel like we're a three-point shooting team, and it just wasn't there today, and we just found a way to grit it out and just score the basketball.
We're definitely a three. When we're at our best, we're shooting, we're making threes, we're spreading the ball around. But you just got to continue to crash. We got enough offensive rebounds off those misses, and we got enough layups for sure. We had some nice backdoor cuts. We had some offensive rebound putbacks. Cam Beekman was big on the glass. So we're learning how to win when we don't shoot well. I think 4 for 18 from the three, so not very good today.
Yeah.
long bus ride, physical game last night. First time ever playing in this gym. It's hard to shoot well in those kind of circumstances.
It's nice to get a win again, though, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Right back, one like you always say, it's nice basketball season. You get the next game the next day.
Yes.
So scheduling worked out well. We moved the East Peoria game to yesterday to do a doubleheader so that we could play in this event, and it worked out well. We knew East Peoria was going to be a tough battle. Win or lose, this is going to be a tough game today because Mahomet's good, and it's back-to-back, and it's early, and it's a long drive, and they don't have a long drive, so I couldn't be more proud of the guys for how they played today.
Yeah. Definitely a team win.
Yeah.
And definitely a gritty win.
Yep.
Coach, congratulations. You go to 13-5.
Thanks so
much. We'll see you next week. I want to thank Jonathan Stahlberg. I want to thank Randy. Thank you, Coach. I want to thank Randy, my broadcast partner. I want to thank Mike Kerker up on the camera up there, and Phoenix, who came and did the producing for us tonight. Kind of like Madonna. He just goes by Phoenix.
Yeah.
But we'll see you next week. Redbirds get a big win here tonight.